Welcome back everyone. In today's episode we will be modifying these perfectly good seat runners to fit the car. Let's get chopping. Realistically looking at this, what is actually usable on this? We're going to have to take these arms off. This lot's got to come off. I'm hoping to leave this sort of strengthening bar across the middle. It might make it a bit easier to put together, and then take out those upper arms and that little frame and springy thing at the back. The plan is to then use maybe that hole there and that hole there as the actual mounting points, and then you should still be able to get your hand on that nice long lever. And it's got a double locking mechanism, whereas the other one that I was trying to get to work only had a single. So make it a bit more secure. Okay, I must apologise because I've skipped quite a few steps here. I've been away on holiday and got overexcited when I come back. So I've got some 25 by 25 box here in between here, and I've sort of let it in a bit. Okay, got loads of marks on here already. That's where the runner is going to sit. And speaking of which, this is the runner with all the bits chopped off, balanced precariously at the back. So we have got, oh, it's quite heavy this bit, good bit of kit. So all I did was trimmed off that bar across the back, which I think I said I was going to do. So it would have been fairly boring viewing anyway. And then I've reused to space out, just instead of using washers or whatever, so it sits nice and flat on top of that box section. Obviously 2 pieces. So yeah, that's it in paint. No paint. So yeah, okay, I think we're all caught up now. I thought I'd better show you the master plan. So this is the underside, and this is 16mm round bar. That's how I wanted it to fit all the way through, but someone got a bit excited with the step drill and done an 18. But never mind. So when this focuses, the idea is to have this threaded on the other side. I'll weld this in from the bottom and the top, and then we've got a nice solid captive mount rather than dicking about with nuts and bolts underneath the seat. So I just wanted to talk to you about this lathe. You might have seen it on one of my other videos. It's a while ago I used it. So this lathe I had handed down to me when my nan passed away, bless her. It was my granddad's. It was, you know, one of those things I grew up seeing in his garage all the time, you know, when you're playing in there or whatever with him. And unfortunately I never got taught how to use it. I mean, he was really good with everything, tools, you know. It's just one of those people that could just do everything, but unfortunately I never got to learn how to use this absolute beast of a tool. But I feel very fortunate to have it here and be able to use it and hopefully, you know, do it justice, even though I haven't got a clue what I'm doing with it. I know this bit turns this bit and that bit, but yeah. So yeah, hopefully we can do it justice and do them justice. So after a little bit of lathe work, we have got these two, the front one and the back one, both in. I've done a little M8 tap to get that nice stainless M8 Allen bolt, so it doesn't foul up with any of the gubbins in there, which is great. Yeah, so it looks pretty good. So I think realistically what I've got to do, one has gone a bit skewy. Let's show you. You know, this is the trouble when you're drilling through two bits of steel, I suppose. So that one looks, once it's welded it'll look alright, but it looks a bit shit now. That one looks good. Yeah, I'm really pleased with that one. That's obviously drilled through absolutely spot on. That one, you can see I've gone off a little bit, but hey, once that's welded in, that'll be spot on. So now I've got to turn down the other ones, or sorry, drill through the other ones. Actually no, scrap that. I've got to make the other ones, drill them, and I think realistically I've got to then mount the other side up, bolt it down, and then tack and remove and weld, and hope to God it fits both sides still. Got a nice little test fit going on here. So what I've done is bolted it down with the little threaded bits in there, and it did just about line up. There's a couple of the holes that I've turned, you know, on the lathe, not spot on down the middle. Don't know how I've managed to do it, but if someone's going to do it pissed, it's going to be me. So I thought I better get it in there, make sure it looks square. I might even put the seat on, just to, you know, it's easier to make adjustments now rather than when it's all welded up. And take the seat back off the runner, that's providing it doesn't move. Not sure if that's a good idea. Maybe we'll have to go for it where it is. Weld those the captives in. You can just about see one poking through there. All I need to do is just do a bit of adjustment on the holes. I think drilling through the box section dead straight is a bit tricky as well, so get us, you know, slightly off on one side and it makes that captive go in there a little bit skew-if. So just having to sort of Dremel out the holes a little bit. But the actual driver's side one fitted down flush first time, so that's kind of good. But I did clean up the dowly bits, and that one's sitting down nice and flat as well. So yeah, not looking too bad at the minute. Just going to go ahead and tighten these down now and complete the sort of test fit, really. Just making sure everything's spot on. Got the back two to tighten up still. I'll probably, once it's all tightened up, I'll just have a quick look around it, make sure all this the frame's sitting nice and flat on this box section, and then take it off again, put it back on, make sure everything's all okay, all the threads, you know, go in and out and that, and then get this bit, there it is, all these round bits all welded in nicely on the bottom and probably the top as well, because why not. So they all tighten down perfectly apart from this one, which obviously I didn't get a very good weld on the actual captive bit in there. And that's what it's done, just pulled it through. So it's always good just to check. These ones are all good. Okay, so both sides are now completely welded up. Not the most beautiful job, but hey, it's a good job I've got a good grinder. Anyway, this is not what you want to do. So that was in here to save the thread. And instead of me turning it around in the vise to make it easier for myself, I thought, oh no, I'll just do it left-handed. Got a bit of splat on the bolt, and it turns it into a, you know, a 20-minute grinding ordeal. But hey, they're in, they look strong, they're still hot. Next job for me is to mark up another set of these, use these as templates basically, so I can knock another set out real quick and I can weld the lot into the car. Right, so I've made the passenger side base plates now. All looks great, all happy, all lines up with all the runners and that, so I thought tonight, yes, I'm going to finally get the seats in, mark them on the cross brackets, you know, get them welded in, then the seats can come in and out when I need them to, and that's another job done. But I will show you the fairly significant cock up which I've done here. Seats in, that's great, yeah. Runners and the base plate or rails or whatever you want to call them, they're in there, great. I've marked them for direction so I know I haven't got them in the wrong way round. And what I didn't take into consideration was trying to get these bolts in. Right, so I can just about squeeze the front ones in, as you can see if you're a bit clever with the bald end Allen key. But the back, oh man, the back. So it's now in little leg position. And the back, oh man, the back, yes. I've done a proper modern car design here thing. So I've made it a real bitch to get that in. I think I can probably do it. I mean, I've done this off the, obviously not in the car. Yeah, nightmare. The only other thing I'm now thinking is whether to put a slot in the back of this runner, then you can get the bolt started, slide it in, and then you can wang them down nice and tight. So hopefully you can see what's going on here. So, example, this is the back of the rail bit that's going to be fitted into the car. I've gone with the slotting on the back of the actual runners. I've just tried it on the driver's side, it works a treat. So I thought I'd just show you roughly how it looks from the underside. Obviously these bits will be welded into the car, but this is what it's going to do. So seat, put your seat on, and then slide the seat back, clunk, tighten that bolt down, squeeze your fingers down here, get the front one in, and that is essentially it. Right, so the view from the back is looking pretty good. Just trying to get them as nice as possible. You can just see daylight on that one on the passenger side there by the roll cage here, and a little bit on the driver's one as well. Ideally I want to get the driver's seat as central to the steering wheel as I can, but it will compromise it looking a bit odd, so I'm compromising, moving it around a little bit. Let's show you the view from the front. There's the bonnet centre line there, and we're looking like a nice little sort of even gap between the two seats. They're both pretty much raked back as far as they will go. The driver's seat is practically touching that cross tube at the back. Let's take you in and show you what it looks like inside the car. Yeah, so there we go. Bit of a tricky angle here to film while treading over a load of crap on the floor. Yeah, not much space for a chunky seat, that's for sure, in here with this cage. And I'll show you what I mean about the back. There you go. She's practically touching that back, which is kind of where you want it, I guess. And the middle, there's a gap the seats aren't going to rub. And that's the space we've got for handbrake. It should still fit. I've had a little play with it. I reckon that's fairly doable. You've only got to get your hand around the end. Anyway, we're going off on a tangent again. It's all about the seats, this one. So I'm going to get these bits cleaned up at the front and the back, mark it, and then we'll try and do a nice bit of welding, because this bit is quite important. So we need some good welding. Right, this is a typical me thing to do. So I've been pissing about out here for an hour now, measuring, making sure the seats are centralised and all that shit. I'll show you what I've done. Look, come and have a look at this. So I take this lovely seat out, and to my bars I just left here, and look at the bars and go, damn, they are absolutely pissed as a fart, because I'm going along with these I don't know what you call them, dents in the floor, factory dents, let's go with that for the minute because I can't think of the name for it. Yeah, channels, whatever, these lines, they're nice and straight. These bars, oh man, pissed as a fart. So, moral of the story is, look at your marks, which you can't actually see, so it's irrelevant. This one says OSO, which is, in my brain, that's offside outer, and this one's got NSO, near side outer, because I've had the seat, so the way I've measured it, I fitted the seat runners to the latter end of this. So of course I've painted them, done all the business, lost where my arrows were. It completely ignored the bloody mark underneath there. I've got that one the right way round, that one the wrong way round. So the seat essentially did actually look quite straight, apart from when you looked at the base at the bottom here with this line. I thought, man, that looks shit. So anyway, now these marks that I've made are completely in the wrong freaking place. I've got to do it all over again, and we spent an hour out here already and got nowhere. Yeah, don't worry, I've cocked the passenger one up as well, so it's good to find this out before you weld it in. Yeah, so that's 2 and a bit inches. Under 2 inches. So that frame is also sitting pissed. So this is right. This one needs to be flipped round the other way. Oh man. Everything's a-okay now. Oh, man, I've been getting a bit frustrated with myself. You know, when it gets frustrating, it no longer becomes fun. I've been having that tonight. So an hour last night and probably about half an hour tonight pissing about, because I had one of these round the wrong way as well. So, oh man. But anyway, seat's back off again for the 100th time. Got some good marks on there. On all of them, I've now put directional arrows on them, and I'm not going to paint over them this time. So yeah, let's get this cleaned up, and then I think the best thing to do is probably just tack it, put the seat back in as well, just to make sure, you know, might as well put them in for 101 times, haven't we? Just to make doubly sure that everything still bolts up okay, and then go for the full meltdown. Okay, let's see if we can get this to fit. No, it couldn't have gone in. Surely not that easy. Let's slide it forwards on the runners. I can see what's going on. So all I'm doing, you can't see on the camera, is I'm trying to just feel it onto the little slots on the back. That's it. That's the good noise, boys. That's the good noise. Right. They look good. Might as well just put those bolts in just for the sheer hell of it. Make sure everything still looks good. It's a lot easier to stick metal on than unstick it, that's for sure. So squeak, 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 in they go. Spot on. Still moves backwards and forwards. Excellent. Right, I think it's time to do a nice bit of stitch welding on the, not stitch welding, seam welding. I'll do my best. I seem to have got quite a good setting on there at the minute. I'm not sure what I've done. I've just, well, wanged it up. Right, let's get the seat out for the 100th time and then get that done. Let's just slot off those Allen bolts on the back, which once it's fully fitted, you should then be able to tighten those up with the the short, I brought these short ones home. I've got another set of these. They're sort of half length, and you can just get in there and just tighten them down, which will be fine. And then hopefully they'll never come out again. Right, let's take this back to the shed. I don't want to be burning holes in my seats. Super pleased with this. Now, I'm not going to go into this too much because I don't really know what I'm talking about, but there's a lot to be said on the internet about pushing and pulling weld, and this slot down here was all pushed because I was upside down, and it looks to me a bit more melted, yeah, and this is pulled. Let's get the torch. Bit more lumpy, not so melted. Actually, saying that was pulled. So hell, yeah, and that was pushed because I was upside down. Turns out I can weld better when I'm not actually trying to think too much about it, if you know what I mean. That bit's got a funny little blob on the end for some reason, but the rest of it has gone beautifully. I might have a little go at seeing if I can get on the underside as well, just because, well, why not? I think you could probably lift the car up on that at the minute. Yeah, well pleased, well pleased with that. We're looking good. It's almost looking like it's nearly finished. Eagle-eye viewers might have already spotted I'm super close to the seatbelt anchorage points in the tunnel. Previously I was running those sort of little, the round sort of eye with the threaded bit on the end of it. It goes in there, but you ain't going to get that in anymore, so it's going to be an angle bracket in there instead to clip the harnesses to. But never mind, you just modify one thing and then you end up modifying something else. Speaking of which, I'm going to show you a couple of bits that I don't like on the seat runners. It's these bits that I don't like here, the sticky out bit. Even though it's underneath the seat, and you're going to have to be pretty eagle-eyed to see it, but if you know it's there, you ain't never going to be happy with it. So the bottom's okay, as in the back, but the top bit, I think they look a bit shit, and then I think I might just drill a load of token holes in this. If you made it this far, again, thank you very much, and give yourself a pat on the back because it's been a bit of a long one. Not as long for you as it has been for me, because this has taken quite a while and a lot of planning to get these spot on. But I hope you agree, they look, you know, spot on in here. There's not much wiggle room for getting anything else in here, but it is a Mini at the end of the day. Super happy with it. They feel comfy. You know, there's lots of leg room in here. It feels good with the steering wheel where it is. I want to move that around a bit, but it feels pretty good. So yeah, I think the next problem we got to address is the handbrake, which will stick with the original Mini lever. I think we're going to try and get this in there a bit better. We should be able to do something with that. And oh yeah, the holes in the bottom of the runners, all right, they look great off the seat, but you can't really see them unless you stick your head under the seat. So they were a bit of a waste of time, but never mind. Holes equals horsepower. Well, thank you very much for your support, everyone. Hopefully I'll see you all next time.